One of the most historic pieces of teaware and ways of brewing tea is with a Chinese gaiwan. There's an evolution over the thousands of years of tea history, but this little lid, this simple cup or bowl, and this saucer are usually made as a set. They come as a set, so they're nicely fitted together. The saucer holds the cup steady. It can also hold the lid to the side. In addition, when you're lifting the hot cup, it protects your hand. Of course, the bowl is where you brew the tea. It can be your serving pitcher and your cup from which you drink. The lid acts as a lid and keeps the vapors inside as the tea is brewing, but it also has a curve that usually matches the interior of the cup, and you can actually use it to stir the leaves. The way that I'm brewing this today is sometimes called lazy man's tea or old man's tea, and I'm doing it because it is also the method that Pearl Buck described in her book, The Good Earth. We pour the water into the cup, and pour the leaves on the top. But there really aren't any rules, and this one is turning sort of everything we've talked about on end, because instead of a brewing method that keeps the leaves separate from when they're served, that strains them out or literally lifts them out and removes them, we're going to leave the leaves in this cup of water the entire time. And if we're not going to worry a bit about whether or not we end up with a leaf in our mouth. Now I'm going to read this short passage from Pearl Buck. This is an interaction between an old man, older father and his son. And the son has just prepared tea because it's a special day. The old man continued to cough perseveringly and would not cease until the water boiled. Wang Lung dipped some into a bowl, and then, after a moment, he opened a glazed jar that stood upon a ledge of the stove and took from it a dozen or so of the curled dried leaves and sprinkled them upon the surface of the water. The old man's eyes opened greedily, and immediately he began to complain. "Why are you so wasteful? Tea is like eating silver." "It is the day," replied Wang Lung with a short laugh. "Eat and be comforted." The old man grasped the bowl in his shriveled, knotty fingers, uttering little grunts. He watched the leaves uncurl and spread upon the surface of the water, unable to bear drinking the precious stuff. "It will be cold," said Wang Lung. True, said the old man in alarm, and he began to take great gulps of the hot tea. He passed into animal satisfaction, like a child fixed upon its feeding. It's an unforgettable passage for tea lovers, and recognition that one of the simplest ways, one of the oldest ways, one of the most cherished ways of brewing tea is actually not to strain the leaves away from the brew. And if you eat one, all the better. The tea now, that while I've read that, is cool enough that I can actually hold the cup happily in my hands. It's not going to burn my fingertips, and I can take the bowl and lift it, and with my lips and with my teeth, I actually strain most of the leaves out, but if I happen to get one, that's really fine. It also reminds me to sip, take small sips, sip gently, and to really appreciate the evolving flavor that's happening in this cup as I'm watching the leaves float on the surface of the water and be restored. What could be more simple and beautiful than this?